and turn it on. Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman. The Big Show on Kiss 92.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to Monday's edition of The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Lee Nian Tjoe, our senior transport correspondent at the Straits Times. Good morning, Nian Tjoe.
Good morning, everybody.
So
Haven't
tell us,
seen Nian Tjoe for
a while.
For a while.
2 weeks.
How long's it been? A month?
I don't know.
A week?
2 weeks,
Maybe 2.
2
I
weeks?
think 2 lah.
I think
At
we
most-
had
at most two.
At most,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
we had a
two.
holiday last week.
Yes. Yeah,
so that's
two.
why we didn't see him.
Yeah.
But every time Nian Tjoe comes in, there's good news.
Yes, I'm sure we knew what you did over the weekend. Did you ride any of those free rides on the TEL?
No, I have to confess, I have not.
Okay.
Yeah, I have not.
Have you been on the TEL?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a driver. Why does he have to take the TEL?
Well, he's also the senior transport
Yes.
correspondent,
That's
so
also
he does
correct,
have
yes.
to.
Professionally and as a hobby, I do take trains.
Nian Tjoe, I go with you.
He's
It's not I
never been
won't
on
get
one.
the chance to actually take the train.
He hasn't been on a
You
train.
should, it's really good.
It's
I
really,
know,
really
but I'm
good.
afraid I'll get lost.
No, but you have
can't-
taken a train, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
You can't get lost.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you
It's
really
so
can't.
easy
Yes,
to...
you can get
you read
lost.
a map?
All these stations are so huge now.
Can you read a map? Can you
Yeah.
read directions?
Okay,
But can I be bothered? That's the thing.
Oh, wow. Oh, my
Wow.
goodness.
You
So I'd
could
rather have
stay
a guide.
lost then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because actually, on the topic of wayfinding, I think it's something that I've been learning more about at our different stations. Is that actually the operators that are running the stations actually be exploring some tech that actually helps people to not get lost.
Okay.
It's almost like they had Glenn in mind.
Okay,
He's
that's
the
good.
best. He's the
So
best
among
test
those
subject,
things, right?
actually.
I mean, there are two. I don't want to name them like specific because some of them are still in prototyping phase or proof of concept. But what I've understood is that one that was actually been spoken about is actually helping people who cannot see.
Oh, I
Or,
love
you
that.
know, you have some kind of challenge. Whether it's I mean, there's also been a lot of emphasis in getting passengers that maybe in some way differently able, as we would call it these days, right? So one of those things is actually using sound,
Okay.
right? So if you have an app, once you get into the vicinity of the station, you are locked in, as in the sense that it will guide you. Okay, watch out here. There's this how many steps here where you are.
Okay.
So
Right.
it's really using technology to enable people.
Yeah.
Right? At the same way, if you think about it, if it's not just for locals who do not take the train, but also for visitors that are coming to Singapore using the public transport, it's generally quite not that difficult, although the network is getting a bit complicated. But the whole point of the network being complicated is that to get us to somewhere we need
More
to.
accessible, yeah.
More accessible and not just dependent on one way.
Yeah.
That's always a risk, right? If
Yeah.
you only have this one bus, this one train, and then if that
Yeah.
fails, you're finished.
Yeah, that, yeah.
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 Yeah, you were talking about sounds. I've noticed that the sounds in the trains are
Have
different
changed.
now. They've changed now.
Yes.
Apparently, they're using like local sounds, and the sounds are meant to be for those that are maybe visually impaired, or
Yes.
I don't know. I read
Yeah.
something like that, but not in detail.
So there are a couple of things. Some things that we may not be you don't realize it until you use them, right? Is that there will be station where you find like very things you might relate to. Whether it's a visual of Uncle Kueh on the floor, there is a mangosteen on the other side.
That's
right.
for dementia,
So
isn't
see,
it?
This is what I'm getting at, and what I think is like it's a really a great direction that the operators are actually coming to, because these are initiatives that come from both the government, the government agency, that's LTA, that's watching after this, but it's also working with in a sense ground up, because the operators, the staff, they're going like, hey, we have this thing, we notice that we keep helping people doing this way. Maybe we need to improve the signage. Maybe we
okay.
need, and signage is not just visual, it can be sounds, can be textures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so we take that for granted in that sense, but it's really, I think, when you pause and think about it, there is progress.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have one of the best train systems in the entire world.
Absolutely.
It's really, really good.
Next time you walk into the train station every day, now that you're walking with your cane, just close your eyes.
No,
You
but
can't. You would
Then-
be able to get your way through.
But I
See
tell
whether
you,
you can.
I tell you what has happened since I've used the cane. People do actually get up and give you the seat.
They
And
better.
you like that?
No,
because you're using the cane on them.
No, it's just they see me walk in. I'm walking through the door, and someone opposite is already standing up.
He's
and pointing
slightly
to
less
the-
able. That's what it is, and they're
Yeah.
giving you the seat. They
Oh,
should.
it's really good.
It's not a good feeling, bro. It
No,
means it's
stop
like,
it. It's fine.
It's
No.
like there's an old person
No, it's
who's a bit
fine.
handicapped.
It's
Hey,
fine.
come
It's
on.
fine. Let's go on to the Big Show TV and continue
I will
talking
just go,
about
no. Let me just stand here. You just sit down.
Yeah, if you had my back, I'd go, thanks for the seat.
Yeah.
Okay. Conan Gray is next, Killing Me on Kiss 92.
It's 2 a.m.
Because I take the train a lot, and I've seen. I'm on the TEL, so I'm at Lentor, and I've taken the train straight to Maxwell. It gets me right to Maxwell in like 15 minutes or something. It's so fast.
Yes.
And I've seen at the exits as well with the braille. On the hand railings,
railings.
they even have it on the hand railings. If you're visually impaired, you can actually feel which side of the street you've gotten out at. You know which exit you're at as well. On the ground, they have the braille as well for the visually impaired. And then now they've got it for the hearing as well.
So these are some in testing phase in only some stations.
Yeah.
I think this is where we need to give them, well, on one hand, a bit of time, on the other, it's like, can't wait, right? To get this thing rolled out across the network. Because you think about it is, I think the test, I can't remember where the station was, but the point was, we're talking about people who are already familiar. Right, this is my base station. I always use this to start my day or end here or something like that. But it was really, I think for those of us that really need this sort of assistance is really when it's unfamiliar space.
Yeah.
Right. So so this is one element in terms of enhancing the infrastructure to just be more mindful of people who need this sort of
Who
extra
may need
help.
the help. Yeah.
So where do I go to actually try this out?
Try what out? The train?
This new the TL or whatever.
Oh, you can come over to my house.
Yeah,
First place,
from Lentor,
what does TL stand
Thompson
for?
East Coast
Thompson
Line.
East Coast Line. So I
Okay.
think the easiest way to understand Thompson East Coast Line is think about where is Thompson, where is East Coast.
Okay.
So
it goes from Woodlands to East
Yeah.
Coast,
Yeah.
basically.
So the
Imagine
fun
that.
part for me, at least thinking about it, is this thing with the Woodlands part of things.
Okay.
Because the big excitement, I mean, for many people, at least because I've been in holiday mood, right? So people are telling me, hey, I'm just looking forward to going to Malaysia, but this checkpoints and land borders is a fuss, right?
Yep.
Well, then we have this. We've spoken before about the ability to get onto the MRT right across into Malaysia.
Yeah.
Well, that's a work in progress, right? The part that links to Singapore connects to
Woodlands MRT.
Oh.
which is on the Thompson East Coast Line.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be good.
So this will be our ticket to a
if
day
I want to
trip.
go into Johor.
Yeah.
Great for day trips into Johor for sure.
So the 7 train stations that opened up over the weekend are basically
I think one side is Bayshore.
Bayshore.
Yeah.
So right where you used to live,
Yeah.
Siglap, Marine Terrace, Marine Parade, Tanjong Katong,
Katong
Katong Park, and Tanjong Ru.
Yes.
And then soon to be Founders Memorial, as well as Bedok South and Sungai Bedok.
Yeah. So on the Bedok South and Sungai Bedok side, it will connect you towards the airport.
Yeah.
So there will be another interchange there. So that gets you onto the other lines again. So you see, we're talking about how multiple ways of getting to where you need to go to.
Yes.
So this is all like, I mean, it really is the kind of development that we need if we talk about to get people places and take the stress out of our road network. So this morning, coming to work, I was prompted, I think it was 3 or 4 just prompts on the My Transport app saying like there's an accident here, accident there, and what have you, right? So this is just in the grand scheme of things. With Thompson East Coast Line being closer to completion, where we still got one more stage to go, and then it all adds to the big picture.
I mean, look at what our network
Connected,
looks like
yeah,
now.
yeah.
I mean, it started out with the red line, right?
Yes.
There was a red line, right?
North, south,
Yeah.
and east, west.
And now we can literally go from like Pongal to the airport, Woodlands to
Oh,
the
yeah.
airport
Yes.
now as
Yeah.
well, everywhere. It's
That's
fantastic. Yeah, it's
great.
fantastic.
So
Absolutely
over
fine.
the weekend, we had colleagues that were actually on the ground speaking to people who are, you have your train enthusiasts, right?
Yeah.
Are there?
No,
are
there
there
are,
train
yes.
enthusiasts?
They are
Yes.
trained enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm humbled at their knowledge. They look at it, they go by the hearing and go, oh, that's the new train. I'm like,
What? Oh, really?
They can hear a new train.
I mean, as it were, because they'll be able to pick out the differences in size, shape.
The caboose?
And then this is before I talk about the things that we'll be more familiar with is in terms of like how are the seats arrangements like inside, they're all different colours and whatever.
Yeah,
So
I
the
didn't even
train
notice
enthusiasts
that.
they're obsessed with these things.
Yeah.
There were I think we have reports of them taking the first train. This is like getting the latest iPhone or whatever
Yeah,
the fad is, right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so you have they tend to be younger, tend to be
Are they Gen Zers, millennials?
I
No,
don't,
boomers?
hey,
I don't know.
Boomer's there. Mr. Boomer over here.
Boomer Kane.
A hobby.
Yeah.
Hobby.
You're looking
So
for a
I'm
hobby?
looking for a hobby. Right trains.
So so there are these hobbies they were excited about from to use the first actual running of this phase of the Thompson East Coast Line, and then you also have people who actually genuinely. So most of it is Thompson East Coast Line, especially because the trial it started on Sunday, right? So we're talking about more not for work but more for leisure. So we're talking to residents, and residents are of course excited about it because the overall picture is that this part of Singapore is not as well served because there was there's a big gap
Yeah.
in terms of train
I
network.
mean, when I was living at Bayshore,
Nothing.
I mean, there's nothing there
Yeah.
for the residents. Got to walk all the way out
Yeah.
to the bus stop,
Yes.
but now with this, it's
Take the
amazing.
feeder bus to the closest train
And
station.
yes, I mean if it was Bayshore, for example, you might need to go and
Like
get yourself onto
Tanah
a big-
Merah or one of those,
Tanah
yeah.
Merah, Bedok, and
Yeah.
you know, which is a bit of a pain already. You don't actually have feeder service. You're actually taking
The
regular
main
trunk
buses.
buses,
Yeah.
right? Trunk
Yeah.
routes, yeah. So these are the developments that we need to again connect us through. So the other one on that I'm looking forward to is actually when you have your cross island line and circle line coming
Yeah.
together. You see, if you look at the map that Angel is referring to,
Yeah.
there is the circle.
It's going
is not a
across,
circle.
right? Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the circle line. So it goes
Yeah.
Yeah.
around. But then the cross
Like a
will
Ferris
go
wheel.
from I don't know, from the airport to somewhere else. Does it cut straight through?
It's supposed
map?
it's supposed to connect all the way at
Can
the
we get
bottom
the
side.
map on
Yeah.
our screen later, if it's possible, the MRT map? It's supposed to connect around the top or across through
top.
the top, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, from here to here.
So this is one that, and along the way, this is Singapore. We're kind of obsessed over properties and cars, right?
Yeah.
Every time when there's an announcement of the alignment, potential stations,
Yeah.
and all that, I think we even reported about it where some agents will be like, "Hey, there's a station here. It's gonna come
Then
out
it's
this
going
way,"
to bring
and
up your
yeah.
cost of.
So I think this is one of those things. This is a very local part of something that we've always observed. It's like, for example, with the opening of the Thomson East Coast Line Phase 4, or TEL 4 as we call it, up and down the because this is kind of the sleepy part of Singapore in a sense, and you find that shops are getting a bit nervous. Right, I mean, I was in the area, and then one of these bars that I go to, and it says, "Hey, the opposite, they're really asking for higher rent."
I see.
yeah.
This
because
is
of
not
the train
because of
station.
like, oh, it opened yesterday, but the landlords are really talking about it because for them, their mentality is, look, you're going to get footfall.
Yes.
People will
Yeah.
start coming
Yeah.
in, right? The whole
Yeah.
point is connecting people. Yeah, so there's this thing that we need to contend with because on one side, you have the connectivity, that's good. On the other side, people who are operating businesses there, they might face something like
They
this.
have
It's going to
issues.
struggle.
But like what I was saying to FD earlier, I was saying after a while they won't be able to use that excuse anymore because there'll be a train station everywhere. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? It's going to be an old excuse after a while
Yes,
because
absolutely.
every 10-minute walk or something like that, you
Supposed
can
to
get
be,
a
yeah.
train station.
But
right?
here in Singapore, it's so ridiculous. I mean, look, flats are going for over $1 million
Yeah.
now.
1.5.
4-room flat went for
Yeah.
over $1 million.
Yeah.
So what FD's point was is that now that these lines are up and all that, right? Property prices around those areas
Are gonna
might
go up.
go up as well.
I suggest they already have been priced in because
Yes.
they would have seen it,
the
and now
plans have already been there for a long time.
And along with that is not that the train stations are open, all the hoardings are down. You can see it, all its glory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go there. This is why if you don't want to follow now that I'm recontracting with you, you don't want to. There's another operator coming in, another shop saying that, hey, I want to take over. I see the
Yeah.
potential here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's always these things with station openings or just line developments where you're going to have a bit of a shake-up in the whole ecosystem, as it were. Yeah, right.
So the Cross Island line that you're talking about, Jurong Lake District, we were
Yes.
just talking about
Yeah.
it. West Coast goes to Maju, Turf City,
Yep.
Bright Hill, so it cuts through the TEL as well, Hougang, and all the way to Aviation Park and
Yeah.
Punggol.
So here you talk about two things that come up on the aviation park side of things. You talk about industry,
Yeah.
right? And then you talk about
Jurong,
where Turf Club and all that. This is housing. As in,
Yes,
I mean,
the
it's not-
HDBs and all
it's
that,
not
yeah.
fully like fleshed out yet. But you can see the development that we're looking that we can expect. When you look at the
Yeah.
map and go, hey, this is somewhere that looks a bit quiet now.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, because this will change.
In
Yeah.
Tough City,
Yeah.
they're developing
City.
what? HDB there?
HDBs.
Uh,
Yeah,
massive.
they're tearing down the.
They're-
Wait, traffic, hold on.
They're doing HDB and keeping the
HDB
grandstand.
in the Bukit Timah area. Okay.
Kiss Kiss 92 traffic.
All right, let's just take a look at what is happening on the roads. On the KPE towards the TPE after the Halus Link TPE SLE exit of vehicles broken down. Also on the TPE towards the PIE at the Pongal Road exit, another vehicle is, that one's an accident actually. And on the AYE towards Tuas after the Telok Blanga Road exit, look out for an accident there. Also, Lloyd has messaged in, accident on the PIE towards Tuas between the CTE KPE exit. Tailback is all the way to Bedok. If you have any updates on that, please WhatsApp us 8855
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is the senior transport correspondent from the Straits Times, Lee Nian Tjoe, and we're talking about the TEL that's opened. 7 stations, I think. If I'm not
7
mistaken.
extra stations.
7 new stations.
New stations.
New stations.
Like I moved into where I live now about 5 years ago, and this was when the MRT was being built.
Yeah.
And back then, when I took a bus, it was a little 3-seater bus stop. Towards the end of the MRT being completed, the roads began to widen.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
only like a 2-lane road. The roads began to widen, and that bus stop became a 30-seater bus stop. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
something's happening. And then all of a sudden, the Lento area came up.
Yes.
And all those flats started coming up. So you could really see the planning stages already, not just the MRT, but then you started to see the taxi stands and the bus stops become so much bigger. And you're
Yeah.
thinking to yourself, hold on, but there's nothing here. And then all of a sudden, you see these show flats come up.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
all the apartments come
How
up.
come
they-
actually taking the buses and trains or?
Right,
Shouldn't
because
he be riding a bicycle? Because you're all about sustainability.
buses and trains are more sustainable than a car.
Yeah.
So
Bicycle is best.
It is as well. Yes, I'm not quite a bicycle rider yet. So yeah.
And FD, why are you taking the buses and trains? Shouldn't you be having like a chauffeur or something?
He should actually.
No. What's wrong with
You're
me?
some kind of radio legend, right?
Some
doesn't
kind
mean,
of.
doesn't mean I can't
You should
take
be
a train.
driven
I like
around.
my trains.
Yeah, technically a bus is chauffeured too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of the trains still are, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
some
I'm
of
sure
the
some
trains.
people are asking you, right, when they meet you on the
Yes.
MRT and all that.
I've actually.
Why are you taking the
There's
train?
no shame in taking the train.
No, but I
Yeah.
have been. I
There's
have
no
been.
shame. But this guy can't even walk straight.
Oh dear.
He's got a bad back and all that. Just came out from the hospital, you know, and he's taking the train. He should be taking a taxi or something like that.
should be
until
driven.
until his back heals. Right?
I have got to say, trains are difficult for me now.
But
Exactly.
he is taking a taxi home these days.
Yeah.
He's not
Okay,
taking-
very
yeah.
good. At least you take a
Yes,
taxi. Don't
yes.
take the train, and then after that, the train breaks, and then you go flying, and then
It
that's
happened
it.
more on a bus than
Yeah,
a
I
train.
don't think
yeah.
trains do that much.
Yeah.
The risk is the bus.
and
The risk
then
is the
it's
bus.
the end
Glenn
of the
has
Flying
not
Dutchman.
been on a train, I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Yeah. When was
Let's-
the last time you were yay high? when they first launched the trains?
Yeah.
Way back
Actually,
when?
they were talking about the Thompson MRT station being haunted and all that.
Thompson MRT. There's no Thompson MRT.
Novena?
Novena, maybe.
I don't know, like
There's no
Thompson or
Thompson
Novena
just
or whatever.
opened up, yeah.
Yeah, because my mom made me take the train to my tuition teacher's place.
Novena, it would be Novena.
And then someone said, "You be careful. You go down to that station. This station is haunted. You'll see like people walking around with no heads or."
Oh, because it's connected to the hospital as well. It's connected to
Yes.
Tan Tock Seng as
Oh,
well.
for goodness sakes, the two of you.
I think I was in primary 6 or something. Primary 6 or sec 1 or something. I was quite scared now. I remember going down. That time I don't
that
even
why
remember
you
the
don't take
escalator.
trains?
I was like walking down the steps, It's like, wow, it's so deep down. And then,
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
remember the walls were green in color, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
My goodness.
It
After
does
that-
go quite
And
I
this is,
complained
this
to
is
my
before
mom.
escalators went both ways too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
They only go up, not
Yeah, I
down.
remember those days.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ancient times.
We need to take you and film you.
No,
on a
after I
train.
told my mom, I refuse.
Oh.
So then she gave me money to take taxi.
Wow. Privileged child.
Anyway, it's 8:19.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by Poo.
Of course, lah. What if I really see those like people walking
Then
around
you
with
do
no
then.
heads and all that?
We can show the. Okay, let's show the MRT map.
Yeah,
so,
let's do this.
we're updated on what's happening. Oh my
that is
gosh!
the map.
Okay, so that's including
That's
the
beautiful.
new. That's including the new one. No, it's not.
It is.
Yeah, the blue,
Yeah, it
right?
is.
The
Yeah.
teal, yeah.
And then on the left, you also have the Jurong region line that will be coming up.
The
JRL.
JR.
Region line.
Oh, Jurong region
Yeah,
line.
so
oh.
that's further down. I think it's nearer to 29, 30, 29,
Okay.
29.
And I
20,
feel
30.
they will eventually connect the top as well, the green to the, from the left going all the way up.
Oh, right,
And
yeah.
then this way.
I'm not so
I
sure
don't
in
know.
the sense that because even now we're looking at this network map, right? Is the work of decades.
No, it is. Yeah,
Right. I think we're actually when about 2 years ago, what has been said is that in terms of real network expansion, this is the most intense in the history of Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're right in the mid.
Tell us about the North-South corridor.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, because that work has been going on at Novena, because you're speaking of Novena.
North-South corridor.
The NSC,
Yeah.
you didn't know
Yes.
about that?
No.
So you know all that roadworks that's going on at that big junction where Velocity is,
Yes,
and
yes.
it's been going on for years,
Yes.
right? That's the North-South corridor that's
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
constructed. Tell us about that.
So North-South corridor has it's a rebranded thing. It was actually a highway before.
So it's an underground highway, right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the KPE, the MCE. I'm sorry.
A bit more intense than that in that because it is cutting through. It's supposed to, again, it's in the name, north to south.
South, yeah.
So taking people who are somewhere up north, coming down towards the center of the island, right? So my understanding is that with North-South corridor, the idea is actually to liberate space above
Okay.
ground. So we were kind of joking a little bit about cycling and what have you, right? So one of those features is that you're going to have transport corridors where you prioritize buses. So buses still use the road above.
Okay.
The cars are supposed to be underground. And you also have expanded trails, tracks for cyclists.
Up top.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Oh,
this also
nice.
means they're kind of reclaiming a bit of the road and giving it back to the
Yeah.
to the rest
Oh,
of us.
nice. Okay.
See, for you, I was
Then I
cycling
can
here
do
about
I mean,
Yeah.
if there
bicycles,
are cycling
angel and
lanes, I
bicycles.
don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I don't. I dare not
Yeah.
go on the road.
I think it's a
scared
fair
to cycle
concern
on
as
the
well.
road.
Of course.
It's a fair concern.
I dare not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the North-South corridor, it is a super long project. I mean, we've
When is it slated to end, though?
Is it going to end?
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
goes from where? You're talking about like Woodlands? What's north? Punggol? No, I don't know what's north.
No, Punggol will be a bit. to
Punggol
the
is
other side.
northeast, right?
Yeah.
northeast.
So what's north?
So actually
Choa Chu Kang
north?
Woodlands.
It's
Woodlands.
more towards Woodlands.
Yeah.
Maybe Woodlands.
I think if as early as Thomson, you could consider that's really where the bulk of the construction has started.
Okay.
Of course, that junction that we're talking about, which is near Novena, Velocity, and all that, right? That is really where it's most intense.
Okay.
Yeah, just because it is such an important junction. as well.
Everything's uneven there, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
they've got a
roads.
lot of work going on.
Right.
And south would be Sentosa.
Towards
Kind
there,
of,
yes.
towards,
yeah.
okay.
Well, the fun fact is that actually it's very near to LTA's office.
Oh,
Right.
That bumpy road.
Where's the LTA
where
office?
the-
Down the road towards
CP.
KK. To this KK hospital.
isn't it where?
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
Across
old-
from, yeah. So
the
that's
Oh
the
my
headquarters.
goodness! The
The
other
old
day, actually, I
KK
took
is
that route. Right, I wanted to turn into Kavanagh. I missed it
Oh,
because
right.
now the turning is a small little
Yeah,
turning,
yeah,
which
yeah.
leads to yeah. So
Yeah.
I completely missed it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But my impression is that most of the the big moves are done. I mean, oftentimes one of those things, and this comes back to building of the Thomson East Coast Line. This one that we're talking about is that you know that they were actually closed. They closed a stretch of Joo Chiat Road, right? This is near. I think it's between Marine Parade and that the MRT station, because to facilitate the building of this station, not just the line but the station, they had to close the roads for 6 months.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you're talking about this
Disruption of
disruption to
Oh, I
to
remember
businesses.
that. I remember that.
So the road was closed for 6. I think this will be where I-12 is.
Yes,
Jakarta
correct.
is a
That
mall there.
stretch.
Yeah, so close that. Along the way, of course, they were moving. You kind of like the roads will be always edging. Hey, like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it this way? And now the 2 lanes have moved, and
Yeah.
the roads are full of markings. But these are all part of the adjustment because you need to think about when they're building
Infrastructure,
And in Singapore, if you think about it, is you don't see cables overhead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have underneath you
Underneath,
have
yeah.
cables, you have plumbing basically for
Yeah.
the for the towns, right? You
Yeah.
have all your public works, everything, and these need
Yeah.
to be moved left and right, up or down.
Internet, everything is below.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this disruption makes coming back to looking at the map and why is it taking so long? It takes decades. It's just because to do one thing. I mean,
Everything else has to shift.
Yes, and along the way, you know, you and I, residents or shop keepers, and all going like, "Hey, this is really disruptive to my life. Can you do it at this time? Do it that time? This PSLE coming,
Yeah.
or what have you? You know, you want
Yeah.
to, you have your own interest. So I
Yeah.
think a big part of it that is not so often talked about is the stakeholder engagement. Before they roll out something like this, I mean, all this planning on bus stop expansion, for example, they would need to discuss with whoever is in the area who might be affected. Yeah, it's a painful process.
You can't just do it.
I guess it feels that
the
way.
government, right? Just do it.
But they have to,
feels that
yeah.
way, but no.
Okay.
Yeah.
That means the government is still quite fair.
At least they.
No, I mean
lend
they
a
have
ear.
to at least ask.
If I were the government, I'm
Whatever
like,
the
hello,
answer, I'm still gonna build
I'll
it.
just do whatever I want. Okay.
92 traffic.
On the TPE towards the PIE at the Sengkang East Road entrance, an accident has been reported. Same situation on the AYE towards the MCE after Jalan Boon Lay's exit. Avoid lane 3, another accident. On the AYE towards Tuas after Telok Blangah Road exit, a vehicle has broken down there. Wherever you are, stay safe.
Good morning and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We are talking about the Thomson East Coast Line. The first 7 stations opened over the weekend.
Not the first 7.
Huh?
Another 7.
Another 7. It's
This
not
is
the
the
first
fourth
7.
Do you
stage.
remember when
Fourth
the first
stage.
stations opened? We had our pictures on the walls.
No.
Yes.
We went to
We
Upper
went to-
Thompson.
To Upper Thompson
We did
Road
a whole
and we took
tour and
pictures.
took you down into the MRT, Glenn.
No, I thought you were just taking me down into an MRT station.
That's what we did.
Yes, that
Yeah,
was.
but
it
that,
was
that,
open.
That was the TEL line.
You won't be able to
Yeah.
go down if
That'll
it's
be
not
first.
open.
Okay.
That was
One.
the first one.
So that's the first
This
one.
is TEL 4.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
first phase
Yeah, and-
when we all appeared
Yeah.
on the walls. Do you remember
Wow.
that? Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I really don't know anything about these train
We have to go somewhere after this.
stations.
We have to
Yeah.
take it. We have to film him. He doesn't even know you can pay with your card. He's like, what? Goes to the airport and everything.
Okay, all right. So our senior transport correspondent
We'll be
Lee
hosting
Nian
a
Tjoe
tour
is
for
here.
Glenn.
Yeah.
I would love to
We
go
have
with you,
to wave
bro.
a flag as well in case he gets lost.
Okay, now I'm feeling a bit silly.
You-
All right, so where were we?
The
We
next
were-
7 stations have opened up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this next 7 station will connect residents, well, mostly residents really, because that's where it is, right? From on one end will be from Bayshore down towards the city, so you can go to Marina South, thereabouts, right? That's when you connect to a big connection interchange station where you can go up to your various lines again.
Yeah, it's a great like when I went to MBS on Saturday, I took my train all the way from there to Marina Bay.
Okay.
I didn't even
Yeah.
have to switch.
So question, are the trains now faster?
They're air conditioned as well.
Yeah.
They're- yes,
They've
they're
always
fast-
been air conditioned.
They're faster.
Don't be silly.
They're
You
faster.
can wind down the window if you need.
But they're all but they're all underground now.
Yeah.
They're not building trains above ground.
No, but
anymore.
seriously, so
Yeah.
so trains are faster now, so you can
Yeah.
really get to your
And they're
destination. a lot
driverless as
quicker.
well,
Yeah,
Glenn.
driverless. They're
Nobody's
quicker.
in it.
I don't need to know about the whole whether there's a driver or not.
Oh, you
lah.
don't?
I don't.
Oh, it's a lot of fun taking the TEL because it looks like you're in the Matrix.
Wait,
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
are
yeah.
you saying
You
that
can see
all
the
the
tunnel.
trains now are driverless?
Not all.
Not all.
Not all. Not all.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they are, always remember that with these things that involve so many people, right? The lives at stake and everything.
Yeah.
There's redundancies. So I mean, early on we started talking about how there's consideration for people differently able with all their needs, right? So something else that is also in the pipeline, right, is with trains being what they are, right? We've been talking about infrastructures, but also I think with a little bit of what FD was saying on people. Right, there's a lot of more effort into educating. I mean, educating is a bit not such a nice word, but I think they're trying to influence and get the softer part of things where commuters can be a little bit more caring.
Create
Yeah.
more awareness
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. So I think this actually fundamentally is probably more important than all this wonderful network if you think about it. If everybody's all like, I don't want to move, let's just go real basic. I don't want to go to that when I reach the train, I step in, I don't want to move 1 inch. Right, and everybody's kept outside. This is a terrible experience. No
Yeah.
matter
Yeah.
how good your
Yeah.
trains are,
Yeah.
how fast they are, how smooth they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this soft part of things of the whole transport system is really more just as important as the hardware.
Just people being a little bit more mindful of what's
Yes.
going on around
Yeah.
them. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, look up from your phone and like, oh,
Exactly.
there is a
Yeah.
person with a cane. Give him some room.
Exactly.
So I
Yeah.
always see these viral videos going out about, people fighting on the train and,
Once in a while, not
There,
always.
there has been some bickering on the
There-
train.
yeah.
it's like
not
bad
always.
behavior on our
Yeah.
train.
But there
But
always
that happens
be-
everywhere. Yeah.
It's fundamentally about a bit more civic conscious, I think. Yeah.
But anyway, FD, you have your cane now.
I
So if
have my
anybody
cane.
tries to be funny or whatever.
Does yours
Wow.
like convert into a sword?
No, I don't need it. Mine's carbon fiber. I don't whack him with it.
Nice
Oh,
and light for you as well.
I'm looking forward to seeing that video.
Go viral, yes.
Go viral.
Okay, then Joe, before you go, anything else you'd like to add?
I think, Personally, I'm thinking back to work this week. I'm definitely going to be on the TEL4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to make it a trip.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That
Well,
So
should be
yeah,
this
fun.
is TEL4.
Yeah, that's just
It's the fourth phase. It's the phase.
Yeah,
It's the
Phase
You
four.
don't really need to know it's TEL4, but
It's
it's
TL.
this 7 stations.
How many phases are there?
5.
So one
Yeah.
more
One
phase
more to go.
Those-
Those last 2 stations.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a good question, right?
It was.
Yeah,
yes,
that was a good
yeah,
question.
it was a good
Exactly.
question. Yes, well
Because I
done.
mean, there could be 10 phases
Sure,
or
yes,
whatever.
yes.
5 phases,
Yeah,
all right?
so
Well
we're
done.
nearly there.
Almost there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost there. Okay, thank you so much, Nian Tjoe. Stick around because I think the girls have put together, this video of Gastrobeats. We were there partying over the weekend.
We
and
were?
What a party.
Yeah, it was very good.
I shall not go into details as in how good that party was.
Well,
you'll be
we'll
able
show you.
Yes.
We'll show you.
You can see for yourself on the Big Show TV. All right, here's Madonna with Hung Up on Kiss 92.
Okay, let's see what happened. Hopefully we
Right.
get sound or no sound.
Let's
We get
see
sound.
what you girls put together.
Microphone and set. Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
This is so sweet. Thank you so much for that, Jasper. I just want to introduce my crew from the Big Show on Kiss 92. I've got Angel here and the Flying Dutchman, and this is Cheyenne. And Charlotte is here as well. Oh, thank you so much. And it must be. Who else is celebrating their birthday today? Sweet. Okay, thank you so much. Oh my. Everyone, back to Jasper. Give them a big hand, everybody. All right. Such a cute lighter. You knew all this, right? You knew about the beginning. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that.
I say happy birthday!
Oh, they surprised me. No, I had no idea.
no
I was
idea.
working alone that evening, actually.
Oh.
His birthday, his
Yeah.
actual birthday,
And then,
yeah.
the organizers put this together, or worked it together with Frida or something
Frida
like
and
that, right?
Shalini, yes. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we got
so
one
all of
more
a sudden,
video to show.
I was a bit lonely, and then all of a sudden, boom!
Everybody
That's
was
really
there.
nice. My
It was a
family turned up.
party.
Alun is asking, was it your 35th birthday?
Yes.
Wow, so sweet. 54, Alun. 54.
We got one more video. Oh.
Oh,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
fast
No,
forward.
this is just a time lapse. 50 stalls, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Over
Yeah, boy.
50 stalls, dog friendly. It was really well organized.
Cause you're a side, I'm gonna give you my. Thank you so much.
That's why your back was hurting.
That's right, my back.
There you go, Glenn, as well. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Good time.
I discovered something at Gastrobeats.
Tell us that you don't like wine.
I have, because of my surgery, I've gone through many different painkillers to control pain. White wine, man.
What's the best?
Best painkiller.
Best
in the
painkiller.
world.
I think any alcohol would be a great painkiller.
Thanks, Luke. Are you watching?
Thank you, Luke. Great painkiller.
Luke
that
was so awesome. Luke
Yeah.
was providing us with everything.
Food and drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had vegan options as well, which were which was awesome.
Yeah. So shout out to Luke and the whole team,
Michelle,
Michelle, Shen, Jinwei.
Thank
Are we
you.
missing out on anyone else?
Really good team.
Everyone at Gastrobeats.
Leanne.
Don't say if you don't know. Okay.
I know.
Is that it? Should we say goodbye?
That's
we're
it.
Done. Okay, we're done.
We're
Yeah.
done.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Thanks,
right.
Nian Tjoe.
Thanks for
Thanks,
watching.
Nian.
Thank you very much, Nian Tjoe.
Bye.
I will go on that tour together, the train tour.
Free tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow cannot.
Of course.
See straight away.
Of course,
Tomorrow cannot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.